ABC, 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi, you and me. ABC, 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi, you and me.
Welcome once again to English at Home today. I hope you enjoyed our last week episode. Well, that was introduction anyway, where we introduced you to the parts of speech and then talked about the noun a little bit. And today I said we're going to do a little review or revision of that. Then we go to our lesson for today. All right, so let's do a few minutes revision of what we did last week. In lesson 1, I introduced the parts of speech, the importance of the parts of speech, and then the actual parts of speech, their names, 8 parts of speech: noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. And I hope you read your notes. Okay, so today we shall, even that last week also we talked about the noun. I think we talked about that we were able to define the noun as the name of a person, animal, place, thing, an idea, or quality of mind. And you saw our sentence examples. All right, today, welcome to lesson 2. Lesson 2. And, we are still in identification of those parts of speech. So that if you'll be able to identify the 8 parts of speech one by one, I am telling you, you have really started and you are going to do so much well in this course. Okay. Today we are going to talk about the pronoun. The pronoun. That sounds much like noun. Okay. So what is a pronoun? By definition, we say a pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. That is very good. The pronoun is very important, very, very important in grammar. Why? Because the pronoun is used to help us avoid the unnecessary repetition of the same noun in a sentence. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. If somebody asks you why do we actually need the pronouns, to avoid the unnecessary repetition of the noun, of the same noun, in a sentence. Without the pronoun, many sentences will sound so boring. Okay, let's just take a few sentence examples so you can understand what I mean by that. So let's look at 2 sentences now. We'll call this one sentence 1. Okay. Gary came back from school sick. Gary came back from school sick. Gary could not, excuse me, Gary could not eat or drink. All right. The following day, Gary's parents took Gary to hospital. All right, this is sentence number 1. Let us see sentence number 2. Gary came back from school sick. He could not eat or drink. The following day, his parents took him to hospital. All right, I'm going to underline the nouns in sentence 1 and the pronouns in sentence 2. Gary came back from school sick. Gary could not eat or drink the following day. Gary's parents took Gary. So I'm trying to underline the same noun, that is Gary. The sentence number 2. Gary came back from school sick. He could not eat or drink the following day. His parents took him to hospital. So when you look at sentence number 1, you will see it sounds very boring. By the unnecessary repetition of the same noun, Gary. Gary came back from school sick. Gary could not eat or drink. The following day, Gary's parents took Gary to... It sounds so boring. This monotony that keeps interest. So the unnecessary repetition of the same word. But look at sentence number 2. Gary came back from school sick. He could not eat or drink. The following day, his parents took him to hospital. That is wonderful. So we have the pronouns he, then his, and him. All these are forms of pronouns, and anytime we are going to be learning the pronoun in detail, so you're going to understand exactly how he is a pronoun, his is also a pronoun, and him is a pronoun. Yeah, when we talk about this and that, so you are going to understand. So apart from he, him, and his, there are other examples of pronouns as well. So let's look at a few of them. But let it be understood that we have used these two sentences to actually explain our definition or the reason for the use of a pronoun in a sentence, to avoid the unnecessary repetition of the same word in the sentence. Okay. Now let's look at examples, other examples of pronoun. Other examples of pronoun. Okay. We have she, her, and it. Just like I said, when we shall be doing an elaborate study on this, then we're going to see their plurals and some other things also. What we're doing now is a brief explanation by the way of identification of the pronoun, to give you a little explanation of what it is, so that you can identify it. By this, now you have started knowing the difference between the pronoun and the noun. Okay. So we have she. So let's just take these few sentence examples. Under she, we have she is my sister. She is my sister. Then under her is number 1, is number 2. I told her to do her homework. 3. It. Say it is going to rain tonight. It is going to rain tonight. And of course, if I ask you to identify the pronouns in the 3 sentences, definitely I know you can do that. We have she. Ha, what is the next one? All right, like I heard you say it. Good. She is my sister. Okay. Her, I told her to do her homework. It is going to rain tonight. There are several other usages of the pronoun in different sentences. And as I said earlier, that we are going to do an elaborate study on all of them in subsequent lessons. So look at what we have just done on the pronoun. That we said the pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. That is good. And that the reason for using pronoun is to avoid the unnecessary repetition of the same noun in a sentence. We can see examples. Sentence number 1. Gary came back from school sick. Gary could not eat or drink. The following day, Gary's parents took Gary to hospital. I would say sentence number 1 is something very boring. Then sentence number 2 helps us out by the use of the pronoun. Gary came back from school sick. He could not eat or drink. The following day, his parents took him to hospital. And other examples of pronouns, apart from these ones, we have she, we have her, we have it. You know already we have used he and him. All right. So you see the sentence examples here. She is my sister. I told her to do her homework. It is going to rain tonight. So you can see them. She, her, it. All right, I hope you have enjoyed our lesson today on the pronoun. The definition, then the use of the pronoun, the purpose for the pronoun, sentence examples, everything concerning the pronoun. You can understand now the difference between the pronoun and the noun. That is our identification of today's past of speech. So try to read your notes. We have started, and I hope you can gather your friends and tell them so much about English at home. It has started helping a lot of people already. So by next week, we shall go on with the next thing. Thank you very much. Be a good student and continue reading. God bless you.
ABC, 1, 2, 3. Do, re, mi, you and me. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Do, re, mi.